There's a certain feeling that comes over golf fans when a major week arrives and the storylines start stacking up before the first ball is even struck. That's exactly where things stand heading into the Players' Championship at TPC Sawgrass, because two significant stories are competing for attention right now, and both of them speak to just how much weight this tournament carries. One of them touches the competitive heart of the event, involving a health scare for one of the game's biggest names. The other reveals something broader about what this tournament means to an entire region. Put them together, and you start to understand why this week always feels like it exists on a different level from a typical PGA Tour stop. The first story centers on Rory McIlroy, the defending champion, and a back injury that sent a jolt of concern through the golf world just days before the tournament begins. It started during a gym warm-up session at the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill, where McIlroy felt a sharp twinge in his lower back. He pushed through to the practice range, hoping it would settle, but the spasms only intensified, and he made the difficult call to withdraw from the event entirely. For anyone who follows his career closely, that decision carries real weight. It marked the first time since 2013 that McIlroy had withdrawn mid-tournament on the PGA Tour, which tells you everything about how uncomfortable he must have been feeling in that moment. What made the situation more interesting, though, was how McIlroy framed it afterward. He wasn't describing a catastrophic injury. He called it a precaution, and the reasoning made complete sense when you think about what was coming next. The Players' Championship demands 4 full rounds of golf on one of the most demanding courses in the world, and showing up physically compromised at TPC Sawgrass is a gamble nobody wants to take. So he flew back to his home in South Florida and immediately began intensive physical therapy with the goal of recovering in time to defend his title. As of Monday morning, he remained officially in the field and committed to playing, though the golf world is watching his status closely with every passing day. The stakes surrounding his participation are enormous. McIlroy doesn't arrive at Sawgrass as just another elite player in the draw. He comes in as the defending champion following one of the most memorable finishes the tournament has seen in years. Last year's event was delayed by heavy weekend rain and ultimately concluded on a Monday morning, where McIlroy found himself in a playoff with J.J. Spaun. It took 3 extra holes before he sealed the victory, and in doing so, he joined a very exclusive group. Only 8 players in the tournament's entire history have won the Players' Championship more than once, with McIlroy's previous title coming back in 2019. If he wins again this week, he would stand alongside Scottie Scheffler as the only players in the event's 52-year history to successfully defend the title, something that underscores just how rare sustained dominance at this tournament truly is. Beyond Sawgrass itself, McIlroy carries additional momentum and motivation into the week. He's currently ranked second in the world behind Scottie Scheffler, and a strong showing here could significantly close that gap in the official world rankings. He also posted a runner-up finish earlier this season at the Genesis Invitational, which shows his game has been in serious form before the back issue emerged. And then there's the larger context of where his career stands right now. In 2025, McIlroy finally completed the career Grand Slam by winning the Masters at Augusta National in a playoff against Justin Rose, ending a 10-year drought in major championships and cementing his place among the most accomplished players the sport has ever produced. Only 6 golfers in history have won all 4 modern major championships, and McIlroy is now one of them. When you layer all of that together, the defending title, the world ranking chase, the Grand Slam completion, the back injury suddenly feels like much more than a minor inconvenience. It becomes a genuine storyline that could shape the entire week. Should McIlroy get medical clearance and tee it up Thursday, he's expected to play alongside Xander Schauffele and Hideki Matsuyama, one of the most anticipated groupings of the entire tournament. That trio is scheduled to be a featured group for broadcast and streaming coverage during the opening 2 rounds, meaning fans will have every opportunity to watch the drama unfold in real time. The central question, of course, remains whether his back will cooperate across 72 holes of competitive golf, and that question won't fully be answered until the tournament is actually underway. While that storyline dominates conversations inside the ropes, the second major story of the week pulls the camera back to reveal just how significant the Players' Championship is for the surrounding community. According to the St. John's County Chamber of Commerce, this tournament is projected to generate approximately $150 million in economic impact for Northeast Florida during the week of the event alone. That number is driven by the extraordinary volume of people who travel to the area to experience the Players' Championship in person, with officials expecting more than 200,000 unique visitors to pass through the gates before the final round concludes. Hotels sell out. Short-term rentals are booked solid. Restaurants, bars, and local businesses of all kinds see a surge in customers that simply doesn't happen any other week of the year. Scott Maynard, the Senior Vice President of Economic Development for the Chamber, has noted that local businesses genuinely count on this week as one of the most financially significant moments on their calendar. Of that $150 million regional figure, roughly $40 million is classified as direct economic impact, meaning money spent immediately and locally by visitors attending the tournament. That spending flows into restaurants, hotels, rideshare services, and retail businesses all across the region as fans move between the course and the surrounding communities throughout the week. What makes the economic picture even more compelling is the ripple effect that extends well beyond tournament week itself. The global television exposure and the experience of being at TPC Sawgrass in person motivates a significant number of visitors to return to the area later in the year, whether for vacations or to play the famous stadium course themselves. When those return visits and the broader year-round tourism influence are factored in, the total annual economic impact connected to the Players' Championship and the course climbs to an estimated $234 million. That's a remarkable number for a single golf tournament and its surrounding infrastructure. There's also a charitable dimension to this week that deserves more attention than it typically receives. The Players' Championship generates somewhere between $8 and $9 million in charitable donations for Northeast Florida each year. Since the tournament relocated permanently to Ponte Vedra Beach in 1977, it has contributed more than $100 million to local causes over its history. So while millions of fans around the world are focused on the drama unfolding on the 17th Island Green and the Sunday leaderboard battles, the tournament is simultaneously doing significant and lasting good for the community that hosts it year after year. Practice rounds begin Tuesday, with official competition getting underway Thursday. Fans attending in person this year will also encounter several new technology integrations and upgraded spectator experiences that organizers have introduced to modernize the atmosphere around the event. When you step back and take it all in, the Players' Championship stands apart from the rest of the PGA Tour schedule for reasons that go far beyond prize money or world ranking points. On one side, you have one of the sport's greatest current players fighting through a physical setback to defend a title, chase a world ranking, and continue building on the momentum of completing the Grand Slam. On the other side, you have a tournament that is generating hundreds of millions of dollars in regional impact, supporting local businesses, funding charitable causes, and drawing more than 200,000 fans to one of the most iconic courses in the game. That combination is what makes the week at TPC Sawgrass feel genuinely different, and it's why even before a single competitive shot has been hit, the entire golf world is already paying close attention.